I'm checking to see if this works. But as a gentleman in his late 30s and may feel like he's behind on a lot of things, I just wanted to talk to other men that possibly are in the same situation, with the same feeling. First of all, I just want to say to us 30, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, even late 40s, damn near 50. Guys, we're men. We don't need to worry about if we have children, if we're not married. Like, you don't need to worry about you not being on time. There's no time limit really for us. No disrespect to the ladies, but they have more of a time limit. It's nice to have a relationship coming out of high school, college, maybe even with the work, the world, having a professional job and having a home to go home to, a house to go home to, and a family, a wife, maybe a couple dogs. It's not important to be so visual on or mental on the fact that you don't have those. If you have them, cool. But a lot of people are going through situations right now where they get divorced, they're broke because of divorce. Be fortunate. I think it's very fortunate that I'm 38 years old, learning the things that I'm learning, experiencing the things that I have, and having the wisdom that I now have. I go back and I crash out about my family a lot. I know for sure. I want to get rid of that toxic side of me, so I'd rather speak it than to just hold it in, because that's where all the older generations had stress. They had diabetes, they had heart issues, they had what is it? They had seizures and high blood pressure. That's not gonna catch me. I'm not letting that be a part of my life because I don't allow myself to stress about anything, especially money. I'm sorry. I feel like if I stay positive, I keep working, I got all this YouTube in the world to just do research on whatever I'm looking up. If I want to go to Thailand, if I want to go to Australia, if I want to go to places, I may not be financially able to do it right now. But first of all, I've already been to Thailand and Australia. I'm just using these as examples. But I know that if I take time to get there, all right, it may take me a year, 2 years to get there, but that's time to learn the language, maybe. That's time to learn more about the culture. That's time to find out where I want to go. That's how I look at it. So I use that in life as well. I know what I'm trying to do with myself. So I'm not going to let anybody deter me from that. I've already had my situation with my family where they deterred me from basketball. They deterred me from just having the relationship that I wanted, that I was madly in love with. Um, and it hurt me. It turned me into a scorned man for a while. And before that, I was scorned too. And I started realizing that I have mommy daddy issues. I have family issues, toxic family issues that I need to face. And I would only be doing a disservice to a woman and her family to invite her into my life, give her the good parts of me, even the small bad parts of me, but not be really resolved with my toxic situations that are still racking my brain, living in my brain rent free. It'd only be disrespectful to her and hers. And I need the best version of myself from here on out. I'm almost 40 years old. I don't look like I'm almost 40 years old. I don't act like I'm almost 40 years old. And I take pride in that. And I take pride in that. And I believe that a lot of that is because I pray about it. I pray about it. I talk to God every second of the day. Gentlemen, I pray about it every second of the day. And I just don't allow anything to really stress me out. And if I do get somewhat stressed out about it, I'll go look it up on YouTube. Excuse the dogs. They're puppies. But anyway, I just realized that there's nothing to stress about. We can have kids till we're 100, till we're passed on. And even then, if after a couple months or hours, of us being passed on, they could still pull some, and give it to a woman. So that right there goes to show that we don't really have a time limit that we should be stressed out about. So if I were, or I am, my age right now, 38, 2 months in, I would focus on myself. A lot of things are going on in the world. A lot of things are going on in the U.S. You know, it needs some time to balance itself out. And I don't really feel like it's the proper time to actually put a little person in this world. I mean, I would do it if I had a relationship, so I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. But I think that God is telling me something, or whoever you believe in is got for me, it's God. He's telling me that right now is not the time. The relationships that I was in, the family that I had, that wasn't for me. Just because I lost them doesn't mean that it's a loss. That's a joy for me. It's a pleasure to have loved and lost because it taught me so much, and I'm learning so much from my pain, my anger, my disappointment, my depression, my anxiety, everything. I'm learning so much about myself and how I handle things, and I'm also learning how to get by them because I'm going back to my old self when I was more social. I was I wasn't worried about other people's opinion, and I'm like, what made me feel that way? Doing what I loved, basketball, lifting weights, just being a genuinely good-hearted person to people that I meet, going out to the club, meeting people. I know they probably don't club or anything, go to bars. I don't drink at all. But maybe I should stress myself a little bit in the places that I'm comfortable to probably get more of the return that I'm looking for, the reward that I'm looking for. Right now, I've been for the past 6 years, I've just been so focused on investing. I've made money, I've lost money, I've met great, beautiful women, and I've lost great, beautiful women. Um, and I was a salty little kid about it. I still got that little 17-year-old that I need to go back, even younger than that, that I need to go back and hug and say, it's okay to let go, bro. Just come on with me. Let's go do these things at an older age. And I promise you that we'll get the return that we're looking for. We'll get the reward that we're looking for. You just got to stay focused on what you're trying to do. Don't worry about what other people think, what other people are doing. That's why they give you social media so you can get stuck on what people are doing and you let time pass. Okay? I complain about my situation, but I never let time actually pass by. I'm working on my body. I'm working on learning more. I'm working on how I can resolve the issues that I have mentally, physically. I'm learning spiritually, becoming more at one with peace with the world while the world is at war or wherever the situation is. I don't want to be at war with myself at the same time. You know, living in a car for 2 months in LA, it made me just to start to see people that were in certain unfortunate situations that I wish I could help them out of, and which I will when I get myself together completely and get the financials. But it made me see the parts of myself in these people that I liked or I didn't like or I wanted to magnify and really get better at. And I'm accepting challenges that I'm putting up for myself. And I think that if you can do that and come up with a challenge for yourself, write it down, because I used to always go off of my thoughts, like my memory. Oh, I can remember that. I can remember that. I thought it was a challenge, or I thought it was like insulting to my intelligence to not write things down or get a vision board, or you know what I mean? And I'm an empathetic person, so I think about, yes, these are my needs, these are my wants, but who will I possibly affect in those efforts to get there? You know, I'm thinking about going back and trying to play basketball at 38, you know, at the nearby university. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, if it's possible, and then I'm thinking, what young child am I taking a spot from? That's something I'm thinking about. And now, a normal person who doesn't have the empathetic, part of their brain really working active like I do, they'll probably get further because they don't care. Me, I've always thought about how people felt after I did all the damage I did in college, I started thinking about it, and it just kind of made me step back. And in that time, I did a lot of BSing, but I was learning a lot. I was in the military, I did a lot of things. And when I got home, I wanted to get right back to basketball. I wanted to get back to basketball. I wanted to just get my name back, but I was being disrespectful to the process. I knew I wasn't working on my body the proper way. I knew I wasn't mentally there. I knew that, but I wanted to force myself into doing it. So, all in all, what I'm really saying is don't put a time limit on anything that you're trying to do, because if you're good enough at that late age, you'll be accepted. Somebody will love to have you. Don't worry about having kids, being married. Just go what makes you happy, because when you're busy working on you, people will find you. People, I know for sure. I don't care if you're in a sewer playing basketball, football, baseball, training, whatever it is. As long as you got a camera or somebody could possibly see you, they're gonna find you. So, right now I'm trying to get myself back into shape for basketball, and people are all telling me, you're delusional, you're this, you're that. Well, they said the same thing about me lifting weights. They said the same thing. I was delusional. I was stupid. I was immature. I'm compensating for something. If I sat there and listened to somebody tell me something about the gym years ago, I would be some scrawny little dude who is completely miserable. The only thing I really had to grasp on, even while I was in the military, was the gym. And they tried to take that from me, and I will never allow somebody to take that from me. So why did I allow somebody to take basketball, something I was so passionate and love and really great at? Why did I let them take that from me? So now, when I come to realize that the people that I love the most hurt me the most, and they say it all the time in the black community, the people that are closest to you, your family, will hurt you and not think twice about it, because they didn't make it there. They don't want to see you make it there. So I had to cut everybody off. I went to LA. I went to California, San Diego, from a whole nother coast. I went from Connecticut all the way to the West Coast. So my parents couldn't come pick me up and complain or gaslight me. And if you did, I had time to think about it on the flight, or me getting ready to spend for that ticket. And I said, do I really care about what's going on with them? And I said, I do. But do they care about what's going on with me? And I said, they don't. So why should I give any more of my time to them who don't give a about me? So I lost family. Nobody understands. Nobody understands what I went through, and it's cool. That's fine. That's my path. That is what God put out for me to do, my purpose. I'm not arguing with him. I'm no longer even really completely mad at my family anymore, because you know what? That's where they are mentally, intelligent wise. That's where they are. No disrespect to them, but I'm on to a whole nother stratosphere. They can do whatever they want locally. They can travel the world, but they'll never smell it and taste it and enjoy it the same way as if they had me in their life. Because they believe the same thing, vice versa, for me. So who's really winning, them or me? It's not about that. It's about how you feel about yourself, and I feel great about myself. I know that I'm a great-hearted person. I know that I'm capable of doing so many things. And to be stuck on not having a relationship and not having kids, I think I'm doing a service to my kids and my future wife by not having them in my life right now. So, to all the men that are out there worried about being late, you know what I mean, to the party, boy, the party just starts when we get there. That's when people say, yo, so and so is here. They say your name out loud and say, you here. You have time to make yourself that guy, that woman. Get yourself together physically, go to the gym three or four times a week, If not more, drink water, respect yourself, look yourself in the mirror, say, I am a king, I'm a queen. You are who you deserve to be and you want to be. Listen, I say God this, God that, but I don't know if he's really up there. I don't question, but I don't really have. So what I do is I tell myself God is within me. I am God. I am the God that I need for myself to protect myself, that has my back, in my front, in my sides, in my upper, my feet, in my head, my crown. I am the king that I need. Okay? And you need to be the king and queen that you need. Keep your chin up at all times, no matter what you're going through. When I was in that car, I kept my chin up. If I'm gonna be the sleeping in my car type dude, I'm gonna be the prettiest, most beautiful, most in shape, most mentally prepared, most positive sleeping in my car ass dude. That's just how I looked at it, and that's how I'm gonna remain that way. And I said what I was gonna do, right? I said I'm gonna get on my place. I'm gonna go, do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm not ready for the acting thing because I could act at any time. I could act right here with you guys, but I'd rather put on a good real show, a reality show for you guys, not some facade, no foo-foo stuff. That's not what I do. I'm 100% me, 100% man, the realest, genuine man that you'll ever meet. I can tell you that. Probably the strongest one you're gonna meet, mentally, physically, spiritually, and all that. All right. I was outside with these guys, these people, these women that were on drugs. Somebody gave them something. They trusted this person, or whatever have you. They were tweakers, in all due respect. Whether they did time in prison and or whatever, they all had a pain that caused them to end up doing something or moving like this, you know, or and if not, it was family situations. And here I was with them, just like my mother wanted, just like that's, I don't know, but just like the people that hated me wanted. And I apologize to them for letting you win. So the goal right now is to get back at that, get back at being the best Marcus that I could possibly be. And I'm not worried about age. When God wants me to have children and have a beautiful wife that I'm smothering at all times of the day, because she ain't getting no time away from me, I promise you that. I cannot wait to meet you, lady. Lady, my love, darling, dear, gorgeous, gorgeousness. If I've already met you, we walk by, cross paths, whatever the situation is, I miss you. Speak to the person that you want to be and the person that you want to have. Put it in the atmosphere and it will find you. I slept every day when I was in that car and I was thinking about puppies. Puppies, two puppies, two puppies, two puppies. I don't know how and why. So I told myself I was going to go, before I left California, I was going to go adopt a puppy. Some say, man, when it's time to go, I got that crypto money to hit. I said, phew, I didn't even think about them darn puppies. I got here, got the hotel, and I was like, do I really want to spend the money for the hotel or just stay in my car? I was getting myself institutionalized almost. And I got afraid of that. So I got the hotel. I said, I deserve it. I deserve it. If God wants me to have a place and be here, I'll have the funds to get this hotel for the 2 days that I need. I got the hotel. I made a little YouTube. I found everything I needed. And the people that I really needed truly were still here. And they accepted me back 11 years, 10 years later. And I'm so grateful for everybody that I have. The Navy, whether I know it or not, they knew that I need to be here away from my family. So they put me here. This is the only duty station I had in the state. They wanted to see if I was going to like Japan, because they kept telling me, you're going to love Japan, you're going to love Japan, you're going to have kids, you're going to get married, watch, watch, watch. They would put me in places that were almost damn near perfect for me. But I'm a Southern boy at heart. I happen to be from the city. I like to talk a lot. So I got the time to do all that and be silent at the same time. with all this space. And I used my military money. So everything actually worked out how I did not want it to, and I wanted it to subconsciously. So now it's just about staying positive and staying on that horse, boy, and just keep working. Keep working. Keep working. Everything will fall into place how it's supposed to. Don't stress yourself out about what you don't have. The don't haves will drive you crazy. Trust me, I know. When I forgot about those puppies, that hour, two puppies popped up in my hand. And now they're right here growing like little weeds. I'm truly blessed. You are too. You're blessed to be here, not addicted to anything. You need to just work on yourself right now. Maybe that's what God is telling you. Just work on yourself. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Because if you were focused on Him, He will blow you by them. Yeah, they got a head start. Yeah, they might have tripped you up. Yeah, they might have tried to, circumcise you or whatever, or to emasculate you or whatever. I don't know. Sorry, just talking. But you are greater than your situation. And if you believe that, and which I believe for you, because I have way more energy for just not just myself, you are just as great as you believe you are. Stick to it. Stick to itiveness. I didn't go to the Navy for nothing. I didn't miss out on my NBA career for nothing. I'm not done with anything. Age ain't number the number when it comes to being athletic and being a nice, beautiful specimen of a human being. So keep working on yourself. There's all this YouTube in the world to go find out the things that you don't really want to know, but you are curious about yourself and the people that you've been around or you got away from. When you lose somebody, that's not really losing somebody. That's gaining them in a different way. You're making more space for the right people. I got rid of my family to make sure that I have the proper family. I build the proper family for myself and my son. Hopefully Marcus Jr., and Markishka or whatever, or my daughter, you know what I'm saying? I want them to have solid people that aren't going to just leave them because they couldn't control them. I don't want to control anybody. I don't even try to control these dogs. But how dare I try to play God and act like I got control like that? So if I was doing so much begging for this freedom, who am I to disrespect the freedom that I finally got for myself after crying so much about it? You are not behind. You're ahead in a different way. Stay focused. Stay focused. Study, study, study. Study yourself. Study with your craft. Study what you're trying to work on. Your future you. Work on the past you. Work on the present you. And I'm telling you, you will be stronger than you ever thought you could be if you just put your head down and just go to work. And they chase you. Trust me, I was in Hollywood. They'll find you when you are busy working. I went to Gold's Gym, the big one everybody going crazy over. My IG gym crush instantly walked up on me. I could have changed my world right then and there if I wanted to. Walked and sat right behind me for a good 5-6 minutes waiting for the bathroom. You can't tell me I don't know who I am. If I could have the woman, if I could have the body, if I can get myself back into sports shape, I'm gonna have the NBA. I'm gonna have whatever I want, MLB, NFL, whatever I want. I'm not old. I met 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that play on pro teams, pro football. If they can do it, I can do it. People, just because you retire from the army, you think about it. Think about it. Somebody who's retiring from the army, who had to do time because they knew that was going to work for them, but maybe found the talent of playing basketball, golf, or whatever sport, maybe in the military, and happened to do their 25, 20 years, retire. They're going to be accepted into a pro team one day. They can go back to school, use their 9/11 and play like I'm about to do. They can do that. They're not going to start saying, oh, you're too old. Man, my knees are better than a 19-year-old's. I just got to get my muscles and tendons back. You know what I'm saying? I just got to do the work And if a person is willing to do the work, like I seen my man do in Texas, I mean in California, my man in California, San Diego, Chula Vista, he used to go to the gym and he's a monster boy, and he's playing on the football team and showing me videos of him tackling and getting touchdowns. He was doing amazing things, and I said I want to be just like that. And I've told too many people I'm gonna make it, so I got no choice but to do this. So keep your chin up, young man, young woman. You are greater than what you put out right now. Sometimes you got to put in more effort. Sometimes you got to sit back a little bit and watch everybody else enjoy. That's for you to let it simmer and build that fire up in you and build that flame and get yourself to where you're supposed to be. Don't take that. Don't go chase after people. Don't go hang out with friends. Sometimes hang out with your dogs. Organize the room a thousand more times. And get your mind working. Get your mind working because you're gonna find something that will tweak your brain to do what you think is impossible, or you may not even seen for yourself. Trust me, I know for sure. So it's been a long while since I've actually made a long-term video about anything, but I just want to put that out there. I was just watching YouTube and I saw a gentleman talking about how he is mad that he's 38 and never been married and no kids. And I'm like, I'm 38, never been married, no kids. I don't feel bad about it. I mean, I wish I was with, certain individuals, because I love them, but that chapter is closed. It was forcibly closed. Like it was ripped out. I have no choice. That's what I allowed when I didn't do the research in the military. When I didn't do the research in the military, I didn't go find out what gaslighting was. I didn't find out what a narcissist was. I didn't find all these things. I blame myself instead. So now, a little bit of both, blaming myself and blaming other people and just coming to reality and terms with everything, I realized that I wasn't allowing myself to have the IQ to realize that I was being, played with and manipulated. So now I go find somebody else, find happiness somewhere else, and do what that person would have done for me for somebody else. I will do the research that they were doing, and I'll make sure that I bring a better version of myself for that person. So I learned a lot of patience, is what I'm saying. Learn patience, learn to love yourself, learn to care for yourself. You are okay. You're not behind at all. Come here, little brat. You are not behind at all. Behind is what you believe. These are my kids for right now. And I'm learning so much on how to treat people just by having these little guys. Excuse me. Get out of here. They won't be on the camera so bad. But yeah, Tor and Nipsey, of course. I had to represent for my boy. Skinny as a rifle. Uh-huh. But anyway, you're not missing out. You're not late. The party starts when you get there.